What's up, Heptagon? It is once again Wednesday, and I am excited. Two Travels is finally out!
Making videos happily on the Fateria Island, on the Fateria Island.
The book that Dave and I have been writing for months and months is finally being released to the public, and we're really excited to see what everybody will think of it. Well, it's not really finished. You see, editing takes a really long time, but we do have a whole bunch of chapters ready and okay to print, and the first chapter has actually already been released yesterday. Candy's down below. You'll find in the candy box below that we have a Tumblr, a DeviantArt page, a Fiction Press account, and a Facebook community page where you can get everything with the click of a like button. Chapters will be releasing every Tuesday and Thursday, which means Chapter 2 will be coming out tomorrow. Seriously, if you are a fan of Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, then I highly recommend Two Travels. But that isn't the only book I'm going to be talking to you about today. I've also been reading Let It Snow. I just barely finished reading Let It Snow, and man, is it a good book. Now, I already talked about this book way back when we did book reviews, so it's interesting to be visiting it again. The real challenge is trying to come up with stuff to say about this that I haven't already said before. Let's see, what can I say about it? This book was interesting to visit a second time, and although the first two stories lost some of the excitement for me, more significantly the second one by John Green, I was actually very surprised on how much I liked the third one. In the other video, I said that it could be seen as the weaker of the three stories, and it still can, but that might only be because of Maureen Johnson and John Green's writing style. Their style is sarcastic, witty, clever, and dry. But Lower Miracle, at least in this story, is far from being dry, close to even being sappy, if you'll pardon my parallelism. Slight sappiness is a welcome treat for me, and it brings forth the theme of Christmas that everybody knows. Be kind and aware of the people around you. And although the first two stories are still brilliantly entertaining, I can now say for certain that the last story isn't a weaker title. It's a three-way tie for first. That's it about this book. If you haven't read it, I recommend it. If you're still curious about the book that Dave and I wrote, again, links in the thing. That's gonna be it from me for today. Dave, I'll see you tomorrow with more Hepta Awesome. But that isn't the only book I'm going to talk about today. Oh, dang it. That isn't the only book I'm going to be talking to you about today. I've also been reading Let It Snow. I've also been reading Let It Snow. Let It Snow. Let It Snow. Also been reading Let It Snow. How can I make that not twirl? I've also been reading Let It Snow. Yes! Dang it. I've also been reading Let It Snow. I want to do a stunt. I've also been reading Let It Snow. But that isn't the only book I'm going to be talking to you about today. I've also been reading Let It Snow. Gosh!